Today we're going to make a chicken and a lemon pan sauce. This is a very basic recipe, but it's one that you can customize with all kinds of things. Basic things you need in here. Some kind of protein. Today we're using boneless chicken breast. You can use chicken thighs, pork chops, fish, all work great with this. Some kind of seasoning. We're going to go oregano and basil. You need what are called aromatics. They can be onions, garlic, shallots, that type of thing. We're going with some diced sweet onion and some minced garlic. And finally some liquid. We've got lemon juice and chicken broth. Any kind of citrus juice works well, any kind of stock. White wine also works really well with this. Got a skillet warmed up with some oil getting hot in there. Season my chicken breast, pounded them out a little bit first to make sure they cook evenly. That's salt, pepper, dried basil, dried oregano. Into the pan, we're looking to brown this for maybe 4 minutes aside. We don't have to cook it all the way through just yet because it's going to cook a little bit longer after we make the sauce. We're about 4 minutes in. We're going to flip these and hopefully see some nice color. All right, got a little bit of color there. Not too burnt though. We're in good shape. Do this for another 4 minutes. Ready to take the chicken out? Now we'll just keep that warm, leave it aside, and continue with our aromatics. Before you drop your aromatics, make sure you've got your deglazing liquid handy because this stuff can burn really fast and you want that liquid to be able to stop any burning. So we're going to do this diced onion. And you want to move this around pretty consistently. You can see it's already starting to get some color. It won't take very long before this burns in that hot oil. We'll do the garlic last because that will burn the fastest. Really just need about a couple of minutes on this onion just to soften it, let it pick up some of that color. Onion's been in there for a couple minutes, getting some nice color. We're going to hit it with the minced garlic and definitely get that moving around right away so it doesn't burn. Garlic does not take long. You really just need to wake it up, and you can smell it almost immediately once it hits the hot pan. You see some kind of dark brown bits getting in there, so I want to hit it with the liquid. Turn my heat up a little bit. It's been about a medium. I'm going to go a little bit closer to a medium high. I'm going to start with the lemon juice. That'll slow down the cooking, and you just want to get those bits scraped up off the bottom. And we're going to follow it up with about a cup of chicken broth. And we're going to kind of let that get up to temp and start to get a good steady simmer going. I've got a good steady simmer going here. I'm going to add a little more salt. I was using low sodium chicken broth, and I have a feeling it's going to need a little bit more salt in it. And some black pepper. Now I'm going to want this to be a little bit thicker than it is. So I've put together a tablespoon of cornstarch and 2 tablespoons of cold water. Mix that really well. I'm going to mix this in here, and this slurry is going to make it thicker. You could also use a tablespoon of butter that's been tossed in flour. You could also use 1-to-1 of the cornstarch to water, but I think that probably thickens it a little bit too much, so I'm just using 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, 2 tablespoons of water. It has to be cold water. And then pour it directly into the hot liquid and get that whisked up. You can see it's already starting to thicken up just from that. Now, it won't take very much time at all for this to get back up to temperature. So I'm going to move the heat back down to a medium and put the chicken back in. And the chicken is going to finish cooking in the sauce. Drop in the chicken, and then any of the juices that it collected on that plate can go in there too. Now I've also got a pot going for a pasta side, so I'm going to cover up this chicken, and then I'm going to drop the pasta in the water, and about 10 minutes later we should be good to go. We're about 5 minutes into the cook time, so I'm going to just flip these chicken breasts over, make sure they're cooking evenly, and also to make sure that that sauce kind of gets glistened onto the other side of it. And put the lid back on for the last 5 minutes. All right, should be ready to finish this up. I'm going to get the chicken presentation side up. Now I've got just some plain pasta. I've cooked this and tossed it with some of the starchy pasta water, some butter, all kinds of protein you can use in this. Chicken, fish, pork chops, and very customizable. Use the spices you like, the aromatics you like, the liquid. You can come up with all kinds of different combinations and possibilities. It's really just kind of a basic recipe / cooking technique that'll open the doors for you. That's it. And if you have any fresh herbs, this is a good time to do that. Got some fresh oregano from the backyard. And we'll class it up a little bit with that. And we're ready to go. And that's chicken in a lemon pan sauce. Everything's cooked perfectly. Looks delicious.